How can the stock market make you rich? Well, that's what we're going to be discussing today in today's online masterclass. I'm Ben from Motivation to Invest. Now, I don't just mean when I say rich, I don't just mean financial riches. I mean rich in terms of time, in terms of controlling your time and using your time on what matters most to you. That could be with your friends, could be with your family, could be with your partners, could just be on holiday, on vacation, relaxing on a beach somewhere. We want to live the lifestyle we want to live without somebody breathing down our neck, telling us what to do each and every day. Now, if you guys have been in that situation or you're in that situation right now, I'd love to hear, so please do comment. There's a comment box on this live webinar presentation, and it's also going to be really interactive so you guys can really get stuck in. So first, I'm going to start off with a quick question for everyone. So how much do you think investing $1,000 or £1,000 if you're in the UK? I know a lot of you guys are watching this from the UK. Comment below where you guys are watching this video from, and how much do you think investing $1,000 or £1,000 in 1997, which isn't really that long ago, at the Amazon IPO would be worth today? So comment numbers below. We've got a few different numbers in there I can see so far. And this is the shocker for everyone. So yeah, it's not 100,000, it's not 200,000, it's not $500,000. $1.58 million is what you would have in your bank account today. And all that is simply doing this. Here's $1,000, which I would have spent on maybe just going on a nice holiday. And I've put that into an investment account into Amazon in 1997. And I've not touched that. And this is a long-term compounding stock. And it's compounded over time. And now you wake up today, 2021, 2022, wherever you're watching this presentation right now, you wake up today and you have $1.58 million. So put your hands up in the comments below. Comment it in the comment box if you'd like to be in that situation in a few years' time. And I don't mean waiting 20 years, guys. I mean actually multiplying cash in a compounding manner in order to get great returns in the market and become rich, both in a financial sense, but also with regards to your time, which is my main personal goal. And I'm going to get into that a little bit later in this presentation. Okay, so the real question has to be asked, why aren't we taught this in school? Now, I did some digging into this, and it just seems the education system is broken. As you can see from this picture right here, we're taught how to work for money, but we're not taught how to make our money work for us. And as you can see in this old-fashioned picture here, during the Industrial Revolution, we had people lined up in rows, and that was to create, obviously, different manufacturing, different devices in order to help with the war and help with the Industrial Revolution and the progress with that. So the school children during that time were actually trained in a similar way, in a very disciplined manner, to actually transition into a factory work. And now times have changed. Now, I'm sure as many of you guys know right now, these type of monotonous jobs are not the type of jobs which many people will be doing, definitely in our generation if you're watching this video, but even in our children's generation, our children's generation, they won't be doing anywhere near these type of jobs. But we're still trained for that. We were still brought up like that. Let me know what your school was like in the comments below. But yeah, we're still brought up in that manner in order to help us fit into that system, work for money, and not really have any clue how to make our money work for us, which is what the wealthiest people do in society. And here's a great quote by the legendary billionaire investor, Warren Buffett. And this is what really motivates me. So if you don't find a way to make money work for you while you sleep, so I'm talking about passive income right here, guys, not actually exchanging your time for money, then basically you will work until you die. Now that may sound a little bit depressing, but it's the cold hard truth for many people. I remember I used to work in this real corporate job, and I used to walk around, look at everyone, and I used to think, would I want to be in this position at 70 years old, at 65 years old, just in the same job, doing the same thing day in, day out? And really every day you've got to go and you've got to go to work in order to get that paycheck, in order to sustain your lifestyle. And still, that is your life. It's not like you've got two separate lives. That is your life. So having investments and putting your money to work is not really optional. It's just what we need to do if you want to live a happy and fulfilled lifestyle. Drop me an amen in that comment box if you do agree with what I'm saying in this video. So here's some questions for you guys to ask yourself. I told you this is going to be a really interactive session. First question is, Do you ever have to drag yourself out of bed? Now, I don't just mean you've had a few drinks the night before and you can't wake up. I mean daily. Let's say you've got to get yourself out of bed. You're going into a monotonous job that you don't really like. The boss is on your back. Do you have that feeling ever? If you do, please comment. I'd love to hear that thoughts. There will be a poll going as well, hopefully with this presentation, so you guys can actually answer these questions. And maybe if you're in the UK especially, you're waking up in the pouring rain and the cold, you're going to this job, you're working for this money, you're working hard, you're doing all the right things, and then still you're just about sort of covering all your bills, covering all your expenses. You don't have that much leisure time. Maybe you get 15, 20 days holiday a year if you're lucky. If you're in that position, guys, I do feel for you. And this is 90% of people in the world, in the UK especially. This is 90% of the people. This is how they are living right now. And it's just because that's how the system is set up and it's completely wrong. And I would potentially go into politics in the future to change the system. But this is just how it is. So do you want more out of life? If you do, continue watching this presentation and maybe you'll gain some value from this presentation, which should help you in your lifestyle. If you don't, feel free to click off now, because we don't need anybody on this presentation who's not willing to actually change their life and actually make it better, even by taking a small step. I'm not talking about big changes here, guys. I'm talking about taking a small step in the right direction to live the kind of life you want to live. So here's my personal story. Why do I feel I should tell you guys this and I should explain this to you guys on this presentation? Why am I doing this? Well, as a child, I wasn't from a wealthy family. I wasn't really highly educated at all. I had an incredible mother. She was golden hearted. She used to rack up credit card debt in order to get me the toys I wanted for Christmas when I was a young child. And I'm immensely blessed for having a mother like that in my life. I didn't really see much of my dad. He was a bit dysfunctional is the word. But yeah, I don't really want to get into that. But I wasn't naturally gifted in school, let's say. And I got a low grade in maths, which actually really was a big shock to me. And that was a signal in my mind to actually pull up my socks, because I originally wanted to go into the engineering business and I knew I needed mathematics. So I started to work hard. I started to work really hard and really smart in order to actually build myself up, build my education up. And then I did all the right things society told me to do. I went to university. I studied some hard subject, electrical and electronic engineering, which I knew society needed. And this had lots of advanced mathematics in. I ended up getting a first class education in that degree. So I was really proud of that. Parents are really proud, of course. And then I woke up one day in a corporate job. I was working on big projects for companies like Microsoft, although I didn't really get to meet the great Bill Gates. And then as I was commuting back and forth and traveling around London, and I was in the heart of finance in Canary Wharf, and I thought to myself, is this the way of living, stuck on this treadmill back and forth, back and forth? Most of your salary just gets eaten by tax. You get 20 days holiday. Is this really the kind of life you want to live for the next 50 years? And I thought to myself, is this what everyone does? And I studied people and I realized 90% of people do this, or 90% of the people wish they could be in the position I was in. But that 5%, that 1%, that 2% of society, the millionaires, the billionaires of society, they don't live this type of lifestyle. So that gave me an epiphany to start Motivation to Invest in the Motivation to Invest movement. And basically the education system is broken, as I went through. And the vision of Motivation to Invest, we have a thriving YouTube channel, over 40,000 subscribers, over 3 million views, and Instagram over 58,000 followers, over 2 million views per month. We're impacting that many people each and every month. And our vision, well, my personal vision and the rest of the team, is invest in education for the masses, because we're not taught this in any school. And this is to help 10 million people become financially free. That's my mission. That's my goal. Because really in society, once you've made a certain amount of money and once you get to that position, you realize it's all about giving back. It's all about helping others. And that is really the true fulfillment which comes in society. Now, in a lot of jobs, in a lot of workplaces, you're really trying to help people. You're providing value to people, but you're not getting any of the rewards. And that is why it's all about actually putting your money to work with investments. So this was my solution. I studied the most successful people in history. I'm talking about millionaires. I'm talking about billionaires. Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates. I dived into a rabbit hole of knowledge. And what really resonated with me was not if you went to create the next Facebook or create the next legendary business, which was actually quite difficult to do, very difficult to do, might I say. But what really resonated with me was actually investing and just putting your money to work. Like somebody like Warren Buffett, he didn't create Coca-Cola, he didn't create any of these fantastic businesses. But what did he do? Well, he invested into them. And he invested into them at a fair price. And since then, he just left them and they've compounded and made him one of the most wealthiest people in the entire world. And he spends 90% of his time just reading. So then this brings me neatly onto the cash flow quadrant. And I really want to know in this presentation, guys, in this masterclass, where you think you fit in this cash flow quadrant. So either you're an employee, and this is from the great Robert Kiyosaki. If you've read that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, great book to read. And there's 4 ways to produce income. So we have the E, which is for the employee, and that is you own a job, you have a job. Here you have no leverage, and you simply exchange your time for money. Simply, that's as simple as what you do. Next, we have self-employed. So that's one step up. You own your job now. It is a lot more volatile being self-employed. I wouldn't say it's that fantastic in terms of balance and lifestyle because you're working very hard. At least you own your job, so you're still exchanging your time for money, but you tend to keep more of the pie. Your expenses are actually discounted before you get taxed, so it's more tax efficient to be self-employed. So there are quite a few benefits, but really the next step up is to be a business owner. That's you own a system. So people work for you. They hire people like me, people like you guys watching this video in order to work, and then the boss of the company gets the majority of that money. And this creates probably 95% of the wealth in society. However, then you have the investor, and this is what I love about investing. Investing is so passive. Investing isn't something you need to go risk your own investment and then actually do the hard work as well in order to create an incredible business, and it may survive, it may not survive, which is very difficult to do. 8% of businesses fail. If you're an investor, you can simply use your leverage, use your cash, put that cash to work, and have your money make money for you. Now, this is going real back to basics, guys, but this is the simple fact. Most people don't really know where they are in the spectrum. And it's okay to be on 2 parts. It's okay to be an employee. And then on the side, you're saving up some of that cash and you're investing it into the stock market, putting it into the right places. You get a couple of 5-baggers, a couple of 10Xs, and boom, you're a millionaire, you're a multi-millionaire, you're financially free, and your life's set. And then you can just work for the job for fun. You can do something you really want to enjoy. For example, with me personally, I'm going to start doing a lot more charity work, and I'd happily spend all my time just genuinely just helping people, doing charity work. As I know my expenses are all covered, I've got my investments which are actually making money while I'm actually just helping people and doing what's actually bringing society some value. So that's just my personal thoughts there. Of course, guys, I'm sure many of you will want to just go on a holiday, maybe lie on a beach for a few months, maybe go travel the world, maybe go reignite that relationship, that friendship, and just go and actually enjoy life and live life to the fullest. And all that can be done with the power of investing. Read over 554 investment books because I wanted to learn how these legendary investors invest. Charlie Munger, Peter Lynch, Howard Marks, and Nassim Taleb. All these legendary investors, how do they invest? What are their strategies? So I dived into all that. I've created over 600 videos on YouTube right now. But that's not all. I also have real world experience investing. So I'm actually part owner of a barbershop. So I invested into this private business. I own a travel business. I own many different types of business, digital marketing agents. So I've got this real world business experience and I'm applying that to investments in order to find the greatest stocks and the greatest investments in order to help you guys out who watch the YouTube channel or if you're watching this masterclass right now. Thus, investing is just a tool to help you guys achieve financial freedom. And here are my 3 steps to get started. Firstly is to define your own financial goals, your own financial lifestyle. How much income do you need every month, or what's a figure, an amount that you need in order to actually become financially free? Now, that doesn't mean you have to quit your job or anything like that, but it means you've got a bit more flexibility in your lifestyle and you can just enjoy it a lot more. For example, here's me on holiday in Dubai, of which I spent multiple months there, just enjoying the atmosphere, enjoying the lifestyle there. Second is to define your passion for investing. Do you have a passion for investing? I personally love the investing game. I love researching stocks, researching these companies. Because remember, guys, a stock is just a portion of a company. On Motivation to Invest, we don't talk about these crazy ticker symbols going up and down, all this confusing stuff. We talk about investing to real businesses. And I personally love the whole game. I love finding these information edges in the market in order to get great returns. Because let's say you make 50 grand in, let's say, a couple of months with one great investment in the stock market, that's more than a lot of people earn after tax, after multiple years working. The actual energy put in is actually so worth it in the end. And you learn even just by researching companies, researching stocks. But that's not everyone. If you're more passive and you want to be really hands-off, then I also have strategies for you guys to help you guys out, which I'm going to display in this masterclass. And this brings you neatly onto step 3, which is to find the amount of time you have available to invest and actually learn. So really the best investment you guys can make is in yourself and in your own education. So do you have one day a week, a couple hours a week? Is there a time when you can just, let's say, switch off a great Netflix series? I know Netflix is addictive, but do you think you can spare, let's say, missing one Netflix episode per week in order to invest that same hour into becoming financially free and changing your life? If you can do that, guys, which I don't think is a big sacrifice to make, even though I do like Netflix myself personally, then you can actually become financially free through invest. Now, many people will say to me, especially many of you guys probably watching this presentation right now, Ben, when was the best time to invest? Should it have been 10 years ago, 20 years ago? And yeah, the best time to invest would have been 10 years ago. But here's a Chinese proverb for you guys, a little bit of Oriental wisdom. The best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. But when's the second best time? Correct, today. The second best time to plant that tree is today, because then in 10 years' time, you're going to have a full-grown oak tree and you can sit under that and get some shade. Okay, so here's an example of compound interest. We have Jack and Blake. Now, Jack started investing at the age of 21. He invested $2,400 every year for 9 years, and then he stopped at the age of 30 and didn't put a dollar more in. Blake didn't start investing until the age of 30, and he invested $2,400 every year until the age of 67. And let's look at how much these guys had at the end of 30 years. So total invested over 9 years for Jack was just $21,000, but he invested it early, invested it when he was 21. And he actually had, by the time he retired, $2.5 million. So crazy, crazy amounts. Blake, he started investing later, and he has just $1.5 million. Now, I wouldn't really mind either of those sums, and I'm sure many of you guys wouldn't below, from simply investing such small amounts, really, just around $2,000 a year, about £200 each and every month into the stock market, $200 into the stock market each and every month, and having millions in the end of 10, 20 years. Now, that's great to see, but really what this does highlight is the need to start investing today. You cannot put this off 10 years down, 20 years in the future. And if you look at all the successful people in society, they don't hesitate. If they see an opportunity, they grab it by the horns and they ride it till its full potential. And that is really what you need to do when you see great opportunities in the stock market. We also have Albert Einstein here, the legend. Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. Next, let's go into understanding the stock market. So my goal in this masterclass is to give you guys some real value. And most people don't really understand the stock market. So this is what you need to know. The stock market goes up, the stock market goes down. The stock market can be scary sometimes, it can be euphoric at other times. And on average, a correction occurs at least once per year. So the average correction lasts around 54 days, less than 2 months, and the average drop is minus 14%. So expect your portfolio to correct down 14%, even 20%. So historically, bear markets happen every 3 to 5 years, and there's an average 33% drop. In a third, it drops by over minus 40%. So when there's a global pandemic, when there's a global financial crisis, the stock market will drop. And the key really, guys, is to buy low, sell high. Buy when the stocks are cheap. Buy when stocks are on sale. Don't sell at the bottom. Do not sell out of fear. Now, this is not financial advice. This is just life advice. Thus, the stock market moves in cycles. It goes from optimism to enthusiasm to exhilaration to euphoria to unease, denial, pessimism, panic, capitulation, despair, hope, relief, and then optimism again. And the key, as I mentioned, is to sell at the top here and buy at the bottom. It sounds really simple, but it's actually quite difficult to do. And here's some of the distilled principles of wisdom. I'm not going to go through all these guys, and here's just a couple for you. So firstly, be a continuous learning machine. So that's by the legendary Charlie Munger, who's Warren Buffett's business partner. Warren Buffett states the best investment you can make is in yourself, in your own education, your own skills, your own wisdom, your own learning. And his main quote really is, it's better to buy a wonderful company at a fair price than a fair company at a wonderful price. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking to value businesses and then invest below that value to give ourselves a margin of safety. Now, I could go into all these, basically knowing your circle of competence, know what you don't know, identifying strong companies with competitive advantages. So all that and much, much more I could go into. My investment strategy, my ultimate investing strategy, which I've developed, is basically uses what's called quantitative and qualitative analysis. Now, that may sound complicated for you guys. Don't worry. That's basically the numbers side of the game, but also the insight and the knowledge side of the game. Two different aspects, and I marry them together just like many great hedge funds do. Now, guys, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, so this is not Bitcoin trading, Dogecoin, or whatever else crazy tokens been going on these days. This is not that type of thing. It's not Forex, it's not any of that stuff, which I think a lot of it's complete rubbish, to be honest. But yeah, this is not any of that. This is about investing into real businesses, understanding the valuation of these real businesses, buying below that fair value, and then getting great returns over time. It's as simple as that. Now, does it mean you have to wait 5 years for a return? Not necessarily, but you should just have that in your mind. It could take 5 years. A lot of the time, it happens faster. Sometimes you see nothing from a stock. You value the company, invested below that market value, then boom, 5x, which has happened a few times on this channel, actually, and I've covered many videos on our YouTube channel, actually. So here's Dogecoin here. Comment below if you actually purchased Dogecoin. I'm actually really interested. Many people I know were buying it from an Elon Musk tweet, and Elon Musk is a bit of a joker. He's a billionaire, but he does like to joke a lot, which is nothing wrong with doing, but a lot of people, they invest a lot in tokens like Dogecoin and all these different ones. And yeah, it's fun to do. It's a bit of fun, guys, but yeah, seriously, if you actually want to make money long term, it's extremely risky to do this stuff, and most people will lose money in any of these tokens and coins over time. I personally believe so. So I would personally limit them to around 5% of your investment portfolio. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. What's your vision? Is it financial freedom? Is it getting rich? Is it going on more holidays? Is it spending more time with your friends, family, partner, whatever else it may be? Is it just being able to do whatever you want to do with who you ever want to do, whenever you want to do it? If that's you, I'd love to hear. So please do comment. I'd love to hear exactly what you want to do with your lifestyle, and if you want to change it in the future using the power of investing, which is exactly what I did, and we've helped millions of other people do the same. Okay, so here's the key question, guys. Are you ready to start your journey to financial freedom? Do you want to turn that laptop, that phone, into a cash machine and actually be able to work from anywhere in the world, couple hours each and every month, do a few investments, boom, done, travel the world, enjoy life and live life to its fullest? If so, comment, give us a hands up, guys, give us an amen, and I'll get on to the next part of this web class. And this is the Motivation to Invest Academy. So I read those 500 books, guys, had that real world investing experience, and I combined that together into this ultimate investing strategy course. Now, this is displayed over 15 units. There's 10 shown here, and this shows in crystal clear clarity exactly the strategy you can use in order to become hugely successful in the stock market and actually make potentially hundreds of thousands and even millions, which many of the people who are already members of the course are already doing. Now, this is no hype, guys. This is no BS. If I personally knew what was in this course, let's say 10 years ago, in crystal clear clarity, I would easily be a multi-millionaire right now. Instead, I'm just sort of scraping that area at the moment, but I'm still financially free at the moment, and I feel immensely blessed to actually be in that position, actually be able to actually use my time in order to help other people such as you guys watching this web class right now. So that's really my mission, is to just help others. But that's not all, guys. I've also got a real estate property investing course. I know many of you guys do like property, especially if you're in the UK. Brick and mortars, nothing safer, but a lot of people don't know where to get started. A lot of people think property is simple. In some parts of it are, but also many parts of it aren't, and still getting a good deal is actually extremely difficult to do. But I do have quite a few investment properties myself, and I've explained all my wisdom and knowledge in that video. Also have a millionaire Rolodex, which is basically my mortgage broker who's completely free, not £500, so you'll save £500 straight away. Solicitor who's a lot cheaper for actually buying property in the UK. So these are my personal connections, my personal power team I use to buy property. And if you're part of the Motivation to Invest Academy, you do get access to all that. So the standard price for that is around $300, around, let's say, £300 if you're in the UK. This is completely free. So I'm just giving you this, guys, for free. Another thing here for free, this is the financial education course, which is not being released yet, but when it is, you'll get that completely for free. Also, stock market research platform. So I've valued over 50 different stocks right now. I put my valuation buy point in all these spreadsheets. You guys can click, find the fair value of a stock, and then you know if it's undervalued and you know when to buy and when to sell. So simple as that. Private VIP membership group, which is thriving right now. We had hundreds and thousands of members in there at the moment. Everybody's loving it. Everybody's loving life. So you can access my buy and sell signals in real time. So if you don't really have the time to go through a whole investing course, it can be quite a long time taking some of your Netflix budget up. Then you can simply log on to the VIP membership group and see which stocks I've personally been buying, which stocks I've been selling, my thoughts on the market. You can ask me personally about your own investment portfolio, and you can make great friends with like-minded people who are all on their own financial journey. And everyone's very switched on there, and everyone's very friendly in the VIP membership group. So I know what you guys are thinking. Ben, how much does this cost? Is this some expensive $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 course, $1,000 course? And I'll answer this to you guys. It's worth that, definitely, 100%. And we used to charge upwards of those figures, but I've actually reduced it massively for you guys. So you can get this for really extremely cheap right now. So the stock investing course, it's usually $657 per year. And this is reduced to just $300 per year, which is about £250. So that's a £250 investment in yourself, guys, for a yearly membership of the stock investing course and community. If you spread that out over 12 months, it's about £20 per month or $28 per month, which is extremely cheap, guys. $20 a month, you'll spend that on a couple of Starbucks coffees and a sandwich every couple of weeks from Waitrose. So £20 per month is extremely cheap, and that's what you do get with the stock investing course. Now, to get that deal, you do have to purchase the annual membership, so £250, $300, but it still works out to just £20 per month, which I don't think is a lot to actually invest in yourself and your own personal investing education. Universities, especially in the UK, charge £9,000 per year to their students. And to be honest, I went to university, and a lot of what you learn is just complete rubbish. It's not really that practical in day-to-day life. So you also get all these bonus gifts. As I mentioned, real estate investing course, free bonus gift, one worth $500. Stock research platform worth $50 a month. You'll get that completely for free. VIP membership group worth $25 a month. You get that completely for free. And then the financial education course completely for free. So you get all this free stuff. It costs around £20 a month, which is around £5 per week. Less than £1, $1 per day to actually access all this and much, much more. I think this is an absolute goldmine, guys. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If any of you guys want to jump into this right now, this is an exclusive deal only valid for the next, let's say, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. This is only valid for then. Afterwards, it will go back up to the standard prices, which you can see there, which is being crossed out, so $657. It will all go back up to those normal prices. So if you do want to get in there, if you do want to lock in that discount right now, here's your opportunity. Here's your chance, guys. Any questions, any queries, please do comment those. I'd love to hear them also. But yeah, there's a limited number of spaces also, so I only accept a few new people each and every month, between 20 and 30 people each and every month on our Investing Motivation to Invest Academy. So I can actually spend even some time with you guys. I usually charge around £500 for a consultation, and I'll actually give you a free consultation, discuss with you your portfolio, only for maybe 5 members each month. And it goes back to Warren Buffett. So the best investment you can make is in yourself, and the more you learn, the more you earn. And it's as simple as that, guys. Here's some of the Motivation to Invest community who are absolutely loving it. So huge profits your Discord group made on this one, Ben. Huge thanks. Glad it helped you out. Great clip, keep them coming. I'm up 10% in your hard work. So this is when I've done a lot of videos, and this is people from the group here. Here's someone in the VIP group, Diana. Yes, Ben, thank you. I've made some extra money for toys for my kids. Ben, I typically have itchy fingers on some stocks, so I will take profit when I see it a certain percent up and buy back lower. Great strategy, really. So she's really just talking about how much she's loving the VIP membership group. Liked all you kids. I've gotten great money investing with you. So this is just all the people. Like, you can check all these people out. You can search their usernames. They're all real people, guys, on YouTube who've actually commented in the VIP group. A lot of these people. Welcome to the community. And here's just a little selection here. And yeah, this is what it's all about for me. I just love seeing this. I love seeing the returns that people get in the market and just helping them to do it. And I'm not selling them a dream. I'm not selling people get rich quick schemes and crazy Bitcoin trading, Dogecoin trading strategies. This is the tried and tested, battle tested strategies from the greatest investors of all time. I'm talking Warren Buffett, I'm talking billionaire Bill Ackman, and many, many more. So here's someone here. I got in total return 1,000%. Now that sounds crazy, but yeah, some people can get great returns like that. So it's all options in the market right now. So that's today's masterclass presentation, guys. I hope you did find it valuable. I'll put this here one more time for you guys. Okay, so that's the masterclass, guys. Remember, you can lock in that right now. We've got about 10 minutes left to lock that in. In the meantime, if you do want to check out our Instagram at motivation2invest_, our YouTube at motivation2invest, you can message me directly on email at home@motivation2invest.com if you do have any questions about this membership, about the Motivation to Invest Academy. With that being said, I wish you guys all an incredible day, and I'll see you in my next presentation or next video. Invest safe.